There was a time in my life when I felt completely stuck. From the outside, everything looked normal. I woke up every morning, went through my day, used my phone, watched videos, made plans, and told myself that I would change soon. But deep inside, I knew something was wrong. I had goals, but I wasn't moving toward them. I had dreams, but I kept postponing them. I wanted to become healthier, more disciplined, more confident, and more successful, but I kept waiting for the perfect moment to begin. I told myself I would start on Monday, next month, or after I had more time, money, energy, and motivation. But the truth was, I wasn't waiting for the perfect time. I was waiting for a version of myself that was never going to magically appear. Maybe you know that feeling. You wake up knowing you are capable of more, but somehow you keep repeating the same routine. At night, you promise yourself that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow, you will wake up earlier. Tomorrow, you will exercise. Tomorrow, you will stop wasting time. Tomorrow, you will finally work on the dream that has been waiting inside your mind for years. But tomorrow arrives, and somehow, yesterday repeats itself. The alarm rings, you hit snooze, and you reach for your phone before your feet touch the floor. One notification becomes 10 minutes. 10 minutes becomes an hour. You watch other people live their lives while your own goals continue waiting in the background. By the end of the day, you feel tired, frustrated, and disappointed. Then you promise yourself that tomorrow will be different again. But deep down, a painful question begins to appear. What if I never change? The more often you break promises to yourself, the less you trust yourself. You say you will work out, but you don't. You say you will read, but you scroll. You say you will work on your business, career, studies, or dream, but you find another excuse. At first, the excuses seem small. One missed workout doesn't matter. One wasted evening doesn't matter. One more hour of scrolling doesn't matter. One more day of waiting doesn't matter. But one day becomes a pattern. A pattern becomes a lifestyle. And eventually, your lifestyle creates your reality. The most painful realization I ever had was understanding that my future was being created by my daily habits. I wanted a better life, but I was repeating habits that were taking me further away from it. I wanted confidence, but I avoided difficult situations. I wanted success, but I spent more time consuming than creating. I wanted discipline, but I allowed my feelings to make every decision for me. I wanted freedom, but I kept giving my time and attention to things that didn't matter. Then one day, I stopped blaming motivation. I stopped blaming my circumstances. I stopped waiting for the perfect plan. I asked myself a simple question. What if I don't need to change my entire life today? What if I only need to change one small thing? That question became the beginning of everything. I realized that real transformation rarely begins with a dramatic moment. It usually begins quietly. It begins when you put your phone down. It begins when you get out of bed even though you don't feel like it. It begins when you choose a workout instead of another hour of entertainment. It begins when you open a book instead of scrolling. It begins when you keep a promise that nobody else knows you made. These moments may seem small, but they are not small to the person you are becoming. Every action is evidence. Every choice is a vote. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you teach yourself that you can do difficult things. Every time you choose focus instead of distraction, you become more focused. Every time you continue after failure, you become someone who refuses to quit. Slowly, your identity begins to change. You stop saying, "I am trying to become disciplined," and you become the person who simply does what needs to be done. You stop saying, "I want to become healthy," and you become someone who takes care of their body. You stop saying, "One day I will be successful," and you become someone who shows up every day. This is what I learned. Your life is rarely changed by one giant decision. It is changed by the small decisions you repeat when nobody is watching. The world may never see the morning you choose to wake up early. Nobody may know that you resisted wasting another hour. Nobody may applaud you for reading 5 pages, taking a walk, finishing a difficult task, or saying no to something stealing your time. But those moments matter. They are building your future. You don't have to start with 10 habits today. You don't have to redesign your entire life overnight. You don't need to become perfect. You only need to begin. Start with one habit. Make it small. Make it simple. Make it easy enough that you have no excuse not to do it. Then repeat it tomorrow and the next day and the next. One small action may not change your life,